actually died, and doctors brought me back to life.
Did you try to commit suicide twice?
No. I tried, but like the first one wasn't like, it didn't go through.
Okay.
I didn't really take anything, but the second one was like the one that I really like went under, where the doctors, I had to go to the hospital, and I actually died, and doctors brought me back to life.
I'll fix that later. So, honestly, after watching a few of these yourself, like being here live, what did you think about it?
I think it's a cool concept that you like are trying to start, because again, not a lot of people are like get into like depth when you have a conversation with them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool, very refreshing to see that, I guess.
So, after seeing that and after saying that, why did it still take 1,000 times for me to ask you before you felt comfortable?
It's not like to feel comfortable. I wasn't just ready to share what I need to share, I guess, for me. Until the recent experience at Burning Man, I was just like, you know what? I think I'm ready.
Okay. So, what actually interested you about finally sharing some of these stories?
Maybe there's another person that have like that's like going through the same things that I have been through. So they're like navigating, like maybe like they'll hear from me that's like, wait, what? Like that's what I'm feeling right now. And maybe that'll help them as well.
What is it? What is the big subject that you wanted to share about?
Like finding like a way to self-love.
Okay. How did you find your way through it?
Through a lot of failures.
So, in order to understand better, give us a quick little background of you, and think of it as like set it up so we understand the story of like where it started.
How do I put it? Because going back to like when I was a child.
It's up to you. I mean, where do you when you think about going back to understand your journey to self-love, what comes to your mind as like critical moments in time?
I think there's not like there's like moments, like big moments for me, like I have to choose me or the other person. There's like always those moments.
Right.
And for me, like if I choose the other person, it's just like, wait, is this that like
Think of it this way. In order to understand somebody's story, you have to understand where they once were to then understand where they went.
okay.
Right? So just a little bit about you. How were you when like you were a kid? Were you always happy? Did you always feel loved? Did you come from loving parents? Did you come from a loving environment?
I grew up as just by myself. Like what I mean by that is like a very early age. I get like honors at school, and my mom didn't even know about it. And then like they're like, hey, your kid has honors, and it's like, and they didn't teach me anything. I'm doing everything by myself. So at very young age, it's like I already very independent. So for me,
Did you feel independent?
yes.
Because like independent, you feel empowered. You're like, yes, I'm.
Yes, because I was like, you know what? Like, yes, I have my mom over there, but like, I'm teaching myself on most of the things that I needed to. Because there's like my mom's busy because she's a single parent. My dad went to Japan to kind of like support us, but like, so it's like long story, but like basically it's the gist of it. And most of the time I was like, like we have nannies, and but I just doing my own thing ever since. And I think that's kind of like where it started as well, my journey to like trying to understand and love myself.
Okay. It started with the nannies or just started with
Just
you
like
being
just me
young
just being young. I was
and
just like,
independent?
yeah.
Okay. So I know a little bit about your story. You grew up in the Philippines. Obviously, very different type of lifestyle. I think you
Yes.
shared with me that you were a little bit lucky. Your mom did well for herself for some
Yes.
time. You guys didn't necessarily live in poverty. You lived very well, but then something shifted financially, right? At one point.
Yes. My family got scammed for like a big amount. They were trying to like bring us to Australia, but they just like walked away with the money.
Right.
Then from there it's just like
So it
like,
almost like brought your family to financial ruin.
yeah.
hmm So what does that feel like when you have, it just seems like everything's kind of there for you, whatever you need, and then it's gone.
It's at that age I was just like I didn't understand what's happening until like later on I was just like, what do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing you can do because but at that moment just you try to learn how to survive.
What made you,
Basically what like whatever it is.
right? So you get through that, and then what made you come to the U.S.?
It's family. My sister got here first. Um, she married an American citizen,
Mm-hmm.
and because most of the Filipinos is like it's the typical mentality. Like U.S. is like if you go to U.S. like your life will be a lot better. There will be a lot of opportunities. It's hard to like get by just on like being just a regular person in
In
the
the Philippines,
Philippines.
yeah.
So there's more chances if you go over here to have a better life.
So essentially, Filipinos have the American dream as well.
Yeah.
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 So
Well,
that,
because like the thing
yeah.
is with that, like America was portrayed as like again, it's like the land of dreams.
Right.
So, but you still have to do your hard work over here.
Yeah. The dreams are there. The
Yeah.
path to it is the hard part.
Yeah.
So now you're in the U.S. Take me kind of through. Are you already having these type of thoughts of like self-love?
Um, no, but like I just know that like you know what, like I love myself. That's it's kind of like very surface level. It's not like very deep understanding of like what it is for me like to love myself.
What was, if you were to explain where you were at the time, what does that mean
It's like for me, so
for
like
self-love?
I was like at that time it's just like, oh, if I love myself, I should accept that like I'm gay. Because at one point as well, I was like I'm in a closet.
I think
And
that's kind of relevant now.
what do you mean?
Well, I I personally believe that it's very difficult to understand your sexuality and to accept it, whether
Yeah.
you're straight or gay, right?
Yeah.
So, did you always accept yourself?
No.
Okay, so
No.
tell us a little bit about that.
Um, growing up in the Philippines as well, because like it's a Catholic based like country.
Yeah.
Well, most of it, it's being gay is like frowned upon, and like when I was younger as well, it's like I'm getting bullied by like my classmates,
But why?
because I'm kind of flamboyant, I think I have mannerisms of being soft
As a kid,
as a kid.
did you ever see them as being soft, or you were just being you
I'm
and
just being
they?
me.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And I was just like, wait, I was like, what am I doing? I was like, but I didn't understand that until later on that like again, like I'm trying to understand myself. But
Did that impact you at the time, or no? You just kind of look past it.
kind of course, like when you're younger, there's like, wait, there's like what's wrong? It still will like impact you in a little bit, but not like I didn't just like, no, I'm not doing anything.
Do you feel like that made you not? How do I want to say this? If you were being natural and it naturally came to you be flamboyant, do you feel that that type of pressure made you change how you were acting? Not as change as a person, but change as behavior, right? If I pick my nose in public and somebody's like, hey, dude, you're picking your nose. And I'm like, what's wrong? No concept to me, right?
Yeah.
Until somebody tells me that I'm like, oh, dude, I guess I shouldn't pick my nose in public. I guess that's frowned upon. So then I'm
Yeah, yeah.
cognizant of like, oh, hold on, I can't.
No, I did like it didn't change me. I was just like, that's what I kind of like I liked about myself. I was like, you know what? It's like, no, that's I'm not gonna change. It's like I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm like being me,
Okay.
even though it kind of like affected me.
That's what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah.
trying to understand how did it actually affect you then?
It just kind of like made me like shy a little bit, timid of like just being me in
Mhm.
public, or like being around my classmates. But after a while, like you have like your circle of friends that really like knows you and they don't care, and I can be like whatever, whoever I want to be around them, and that was like fine, fine by me. That's I'm okay with that.
When did you actually move over here? What when you were
2000.
yeah, but how old were you?
I'm about to turn 21.
Okay, so you did spend your what we would think like rearing years in the Philippines. So did you ever get bullied all the way up till your 20s?
Almost, I would say, yeah.
I think you also shared with me that you were pretty good at like kind of keeping a beard to a certain degree.
What do you mean by that?
Like a girl, like you were dating a girl,
Oh,
so that's the beard, right?
I was like, yes, I tried because like I'm trying to understand myself at that time, on my teenage years. I was like, do I like? I was like, I know I'm attracted to guys, but it's like I see girls as well that like are pretty. It's just like I was like it's like, am I attracted? Just like so, I have to put myself there to really like experience. It's like, wait, is this for me or not?
Right. But so it wasn't like a beard then situation where you're like, oh, I'll just keep the girl around so that nobody thinks I'm gay.
Oh no, it's not that. I wanted
Okay.
to experience it for myself. It's like,
Okay.
is this something I want or something I like?
So you tried dating a girl, right? From
Yes.
what years? How
I
old were you?
I believe I was around 15 to 16 around that time
And you dated a girl how long?
for about a year.
A year?
Yeah.
Okay. So then when you were done, let's say 17, right? You didn't hear it from anybody after that? Getting picked on until up to
No,
your 20s?
no.
So everybody was just like, he checks out. He's good now. He had one. Definitely not gay.
Yeah. After that, I even like brought her home to meet my mom and my brother. But I was like, after that, I was like, no, this is not, this is not for me.
You think going through that is what helped you understand yourself better for that?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot. Because it's like for me, it's like it's like, how can I know if I don't experience it?
Right. No, yeah, I'm totally with you on that one. I think that was a
Because a
great
lot
idea.
of people, they say it's like, oh, I don't like onions. Have you tried it? It's like, no.
Check that box. So you come over, you got bullied when you were younger. That kind of went away. You're trying to figure it out as well. Like, hey, do I like girls? Maybe I do. Let me try. That that situation kind of sets it straight for you. You're like, funny to use that word, but you feel but better. Well,
I realized I was like, no, I like guys. I'm more attracted to guys than
right.
girls.
So then you come over here. At that moment in time, did you have a breakthrough? You're like, I love men. I'm all about it. I'm out the closet. I'm gonna tell my mom right now.
No.
Okay.
I mean, like, I know that I am gay, but like I didn't have the courage to come out to my mom. At least I came out to my brother.
Well, you were
my
still in the Philippines?
Yeah, but
Okay.
now he's here. He was the first one that like knew about everything, and he was like, you know what? It's like just be.
Why your brother and nobody else?
We at that time like we were very close because my mom was went to the US, so it was just me and my brother in the Philippines
Oh, okay.
living.
So you
Yeah,
guys lived. Okay, that makes sense.
so
So then that means that if you came over to the U.S., now you're coming over, and I'm assuming you're staying with your mom.
what do you mean at that time?
Yeah, like you were alone in the Philippines with your brother. That's why you told your brother.
Yeah.
And then you came to the U.S. You said your mom was already in the U.S. So I'm assuming you came to live with your mom.
Yes.
Okay.
At that time I was living with my sister and my mom and my nephew.
Where were you at that moment with this concept of self-love? What did you think self-love was?
Try to remember. At that time I was like, you know what? I think self-love is just like me accepting myself, and maybe when I'm ready to tell my mom about it, it will come to me. Or like, but for now, I was just like, this is what like I'm trying to understand, still trying to understand me, because like I've never really had experience like gay experience exploring my gay sexuality
Yeah.
in the Philippines until like I got here. I was like, it was.
And what a city to do it in.
I was like, yes, and there was moments as well that like I will sneak out on our apartment to go to the gay bars because it's like, well, it's like
You're here.
how,
I said you're here. You're
yeah,
like,
I was
yeah,
just like, okay, it's like, what am I like? This is the best time for me to explore this.
yeah. So you explore that. Do you just instantly know you're gay and you're like, let me tell my mom?
No,
Okay, so why is that?
it took me to the time that I met my first real relationship that I've had. Then I was just like, when
Well, you had a relationship, right, with that girl in the Philippines.
yeah,
You mean your first gay relationship?
I guess yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I guess like for me, it's like first serious relationship. I guess if I consider it that.
Sorry, girl from the Philippines. It wasn't serious.
Yeah. But
Okay.
for me, because when I met my first my ex, I was like, I cannot hide this. It's like if I'm like serious about this, it's like I have to come out because it's like he's gonna be always gonna be there on family gathering. It's like, who's that? My friend.
Your best friend.
I was like, no, I'm not gonna do that to him.
My super straight best friend.
So, because at that time they've already seen him multiple times as well. So I was like, and then one point, we were
Did they ever flat out ask you?
no.
No. He's got a lot of best friends.
And there was just one time, what do you call that? We were at the apartment. I don't know what came to me, and I just told my mom. I was like, "Hey, mom," I was like, I gotta tell you something." Yeah, dude, it was. It's so easy to like to think, or like for people to think like, oh, it's so easy to just come out, just say it. But like, no,
Well, it's the thing you can't take back.
yeah,
That's, I mean, in I'm trying to think of like another comparison to that. It's like me trying to go up to a girl and tell her I like her, which actually happened, and I got horribly rejected. But you tell somebody, you can't take it back. So you're like, all right, well, I have to sit in this now, and this feeling
yeah,
of whatever, whatever happened from that.
yeah. But it was when that happened, I just I don't know what just came to me as like I think this is the right moment, and I told my mom, I was like, hey mom, I was like, I'm gay. This is my partner. We're dating, and we just started to cry.
What,
I don't know. It's
did you ever
again,
ask your
it's a
mom why she was crying and you cried?
I think it's just because of the emotions that like you wanna like it's kind of the release for me. Like it's out now.
Also, it wasn't the death of your straightness.
No. No, but
Okay.
it just very like felt like the heavy weight just have lifted.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So is that more like a release
Yeah.
of the falsity, I guess, that you try to? Okay, that makes sense. So is that where like self love came?
Yeah. And I think from there, like my mom was just like, you know what? I was like, I know. First first thing, I already know. I'm just waiting for you to tell me.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I just want you to be happy. And it's hard. I mean, like it's great to hear that from my mom, but like at the same time, it's like I wish that can happen to everyone.
What?
Of like, because not every gay person when they come out does have the same.
But you being like just their parents to
Yeah.
be supportive? Yeah, of course.
And that's why like it was a relief for me as well because again, I didn't know how she gonna react or
Right.
how she gonna take it. Especially like she was very like a religious Catholic person.
And you only had one, meaning she was single, so there was no other parent to be like, well, if she didn't too, maybe
I
my
mean, like
dad.
my dad. Well, I have my dad, but like he was at the Philippines at that time, and he was in the military, and he's not really. He doesn't like me being gay, but like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So has he accepted it, or it's just a thing he just doesn't talk about?
yeah. It's just doesn't talk about it.
Do you still have a relationship with your dad?
Not anymore. He died
Oh,
uh during COVID.
oh, that sucks. Well,
Yeah.
moving on. What? So that's it. You're like, man, self love. I feel it. After I told somebody that I was gay, now I feel the self love.
Um, I think that's where the start of it as well. Like really like accepting myself, because from that moment, I was like, you know what? I was like, I can just be me and like okay to tell everything that like I want to experience, even like everything to my mom. That's one thing I appreciate with as well with my mom that like all the things that I tell her is like even though she doesn't like agree with it, it's like it's okay. It's like live your life. Just want you to be happy and like just be safe.
So when you say to tell all the things, what does that actually mean internally? Like what shifted in you?
Um it's because I wanted to have a relationship, a very open relationship with my mom. Like, hey, it's like, because why not? I was like, it's something I wanted for myself.
So like open and honest.
Yeah.
That's what you mean by that then.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That's good. So you said, great, I'm gonna shift my relationships now to have open and honest communication about like everything, just to make sure that this is kind of what you feel. It's you
Yes.
didn't want to be inauthentic, I guess,
Yeah.
anymore. Okay. How did that apply once you started dating? Or how
Um,
did you apply that in any new relationship that you had?
I tried being communicative as much as I can, or the best way I think I can.
Like how you knew how?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And um, I fail most of the times.
What did you say?
I failed
You
most of the
failed
times.
at what? Being
Like
that? Open and
trying to
honest?
be, yeah, at times.
Why? What caused you to fail?
The fear, the fear of like being rejected, I guess, of
Where was that fear
or like
before
being
though?
wrong. The what?
Where was the fear before? If you felt self-love, you felt open and honest with your mom, when did fear enter the conversation?
On, I think it was because of the relationship with my ex. It's,
Care to explain?
I guess, like, for me, it's just like, here is the person that I love, and the fear of like hurting them and getting hurt at the same time.
So now that I would call that vulnerability. So here you are, you're experiencing vulnerability and you don't like it.
I
Enter the
guess. Yeah,
fear
yeah.
of losing, right? That's how I see it, but you can correct me.
Yes.
So what does that do to you?
At times when, like, there are hard times that I just shut down.
What do you mean?
I just shut down and not like talking. That's why I was telling you that, like, I failed. I want to do, like, to talk, to be open,
To do the open and honest thing? Yeah.
but like there's the blockage that I didn't know how to get through.
How did that look like? Give me an example of that.
I think there was like moments that you tried, even you tried, like, asking me questions like, "Hey, what's wrong?" And I just, like, nothing. Because for me, it's just like, I can take care of this. It's like, I don't need anyone. I can handle this by myself.
Why was that the thought?
Because I think it's because of, like, I've always been the one just handling everything.
Kind of like from your past, like your mom was
Yeah.
over here. You were just like, yeah, we just kind of handle what we got.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it didn't help. It did not help.
What did that do to you?
I I think it just helps me. It just puts me more towards being reclusive and not just like trusting of people.
Yeah. So you had this concept of open and honest. You fall in love with the person, and then you realize there's this level of vulnerability that kind of comes with that,
Yeah.
that you need to experience and be okay with. And then you realize you're not okay with that because you feel this fear of what? That you could lose something.
Yeah.
Like I could lose the thing that I really cherish.
Yes.
So then what takes its place? Like now what comes up? Enter what? Right? Like Inside Out. Enter what new emotion?
What do you mean by that? Sorry.
Like the movie Inside Out.
Okay.
You have emotions, right? They're portrayed by characters. And what I'm saying is, here you are in a new place that you've never been before. You're in love.
Okay.
You love this person so much that you can't fathom the concept of letting them go or for them to leave.
Yeah.
So what new emotions are you experiencing because of it?
Like, hurt? Is that what I'm still like not grasping.
I mean, if you ask me that same question, I would say, well, now that I really love a person, I'm really afraid. So fear is the first thing that comes up.
Okay.
Now, where I once didn't have fear because like, this person could leave tomorrow. I don't care. The first thing you think, this person could leave tomorrow. It's like, I hope not. Is it going to be because of me? Oh my God. Is it something I did? It's like this fear response. And now, where you were once maybe doing everything out of this idea of open and honest, you're now everything, your filter now has to go through this fear filter. Open and honest, filter through fear. Oh, well, not open and honest now because that's too scary. I can't control that. So that's what I mean by entering what new emotion that you're experiencing now because of it.
Um, like probably like the jealousy.
Okay, so then now you've experienced jealousy for the first
Yeah.
time. Anything else?
Um, the distrust, I think, they're starting to set in at that time.
Well, trust is not an emotion.
Okay.
Trust is a thing that you give somebody. So now you're having trust issues
Yeah.
because of the jealousy and I'm assuming some insecurity as well.
Yeah.
Okay. So those come as a package, I guess. Usually.
Usually. Yeah.
Okay. So all of these things, now that you've added that to it, we had this original thought that we start with this idea of self-love, being open and honest. And now you're experiencing new emotions that I'm assuming are now overpowering that concept of open and honest.
Yeah.
How do you see yourself being now because you experience, you know, the jealousy and maybe some insecurity that now I'm assuming both of those together, they're causing you to have trust issues, right?
Yeah.
So how did that manifest itself?
Um, I think through just like every day, like I will ask, I just kept asking questions because I was like, I, I don't trust of what I'm seeing, and it just created more and more like
I'm assuming
doubts.
turmoil.
Yeah.
So the lack of trust created more, I would say, uh, you to be more cognizant or more of a sentry to things, meaning you're constantly trying to see, are these things happening? These things that are in your mind so far only.
Yeah.
And now you're looking for validation of those things that are in your mind. So you're constantly, I'm assuming, trying to read into everything that's happening around you. He's going out the door. Why? Where's he going? Is he going there? Let me check. Did he make it? Oh no, he took a turn. Well, he lied. I knew it. It's going to happen. So you're trying to validate these new emotions that you're feeling. And like, what was the driver of all this?
What do you mean by the driver of all of this? Like, why did I got into that, or my?
What caused you to start doing all these things? Because remember, you're supposed to be an open and honest person. You just discovered yourself. You just realized your sexuality. You're like, wow, this is great. I love being in this state of mind. And then all of a sudden you became a different person by the sound of it.
There was an instant that my ex kind of like lied to me, and from there on it kind of like, okay, if he's lying, what else is he lying about?
So like unrecoverable for you from that moment
Yeah,
on.
it started from that.
So what did you start doing because of that?
I started going through like his stuff, and started like finding stuff that I'm not supposed to find. I was like, I know in my head at that time, when like trying to look for answers, that I guess like for me, like I have gut instincts that like, yeah, this is what's happening. And my gut's instincts, it's like my brain's like, don't do it. But I was like, how am I gonna find out? I know what I'm doing is wrong. But I was like, the at that time, for me, the only thing I could think of is like, this is the only way I find out.
So you find out what you find out, and how does that help you?
It didn't help me any at all.
So what happened because of it?
It just created more
What?
doubts. I mean, like, it created more problems, not doubts.
How did
That
those problems become problems?
for me, well, because I made them a problem. I made them a problem in my head. It's just like, well, now I know. I was like, shit. I was like, what else? I was like, why is he telling me this? And now I'm seeing different.
That's when like the religious inquisition with you started, right?
Yeah. Yes.
So everything was, why are you doing this? Are you sure? And then
Yeah.
that further drives you into this dark space of like, I need to find out.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound very open and honest.
No.
Okay. So what do you do? What do you do in this moment now? How are you trying to get back to this open and honest feeling? Are you even trying?
I'm doing it now. What do you mean now?
No, we're still in that moment.
That moment. At that moment, I ask, I guess, like, but it's 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 so hard to implement it when you're like full of emotions, when your emotions are so high. You want to do the right thing, but you're I think like at that time the chaos was too much, and it's overpowering of like me being want to be open because of all the experience that I have experienced.
And all the emotions that you feel,
Yeah.
and I'm assuming you haven't rationalized,
Yeah.
meaning you haven't made sense of them. You just feel them.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that you feel them every single time that something just seems off to you. And I'm assuming something seemed off to you
Yeah.
all the time. Seems pretty chaotic.
At that time, yes.
Okay. And how long were you in this relationship for?
About 10 years.
Okay. So you lived for around 10 years with this chaos just swirling.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm assuming that we hit like a crescendo, right? There's like this maximum point of feeling emotions and things swirling around you. How did that manifest itself?
Um, when it was just too much, and I think I'd like it manifested through just me trying to commit suicide when I was like I can't handle it anymore.
How did that become an answer for you? There's all these things that you could have done, right? But yet, to you, in all of that chaos, that was the answer. Why? Why was that the answer for you?
I just felt hopeless, very hopeless, because like I guess at that time I've tried to see is just like I ask him multiple times if what he wants is different things, but he's like no, but what I see is different. So, and I just very like felt hopeless, and I was like no, I'm done. And I was like, and at that time as well, I was like I just told myself like this is it. I'm I'm tired.
And so you do, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But you're here today, so I'm assuming you try to commit suicide. Doesn't go as planned.
No.
Okay.
No.
So walk us through that so we understand.
After the suicide attempt, I'm actually glad that I went through because it taught me a lot.
Wait, hold on. Let's back it up. We got to understand that, right? You're a person that attempted to commit suicide, and you're sitting here saying you're glad that you did.
Yeah.
Explain.
Because I mean, like, I guess, like, I'm not glad that, like, I did, but, like, I'm glad that it happened how it happened and that, like, I'm still here. I'm not glad that, like, I did it because it's not loving myself. That's not loving yourself. But I'm glad that I went through that experience and I'm still here because it taught me a lot to put myself first. Because for the 10 years, I felt like I put the other person before myself. And I think that's what caused of all the stuff that I've felt as well.
Do you feel like that's the only way anybody could find out is to commit suicide?
No,
It's just
it's just that's just for me.
correct. That's what happened for you. That's your story.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it? Take me through that process. You come out the other side. I'm assuming, like, do you end up in a hospital?
Yeah. At that time when it was when I was going through it, it just in my head as like I saw this scene from a documentary that like for someone to understand love requires a sacrifice. And for me at that time, I was like, maybe I will be that sacrifice for the other person to understand how to love someone. And I was like, and I'm okay with that. Then I woke up in the hospital. I was like, no.
Was it an instant thought once you woke up? You're like, no, this isn't the way? Or like what goes through your mind at that moment? Do you think like your witchcraft is done and you're like, I committed my suicide, that love's gonna come to me now from him? Like what goes through your mind?
I was like, what, like, why did I do that? And I was like, maybe like he'll see me now. Those are the things, because like at that time I was in the hospital. There were like, it's just me in the room. And those are the thoughts that like, okay, like maybe now like he'll understand, but that's all can someone hope for. Well,
So that doesn't sound like a very strong place to be, right? It sounds like you were trying to push yourself over almost to pity, right? Like somebody felt pity on me. I just did this thing because I don't know how like love comes from that,
yeah,
right? So did it work?
no,
Okay.
no.
So what do you learn from that moment? You come back and now you're a changed person?
I'm not like changed, but like I have more understanding, I guess, like in life and love.
So I'm assuming you come back to that same relationship, right?
We tried. We tried. I tried. We both tried. But you can't deny it that like it's not gonna be the same. So
But didn't you try it twice?
yes.
So I'm assuming you were talking about the first time or the second time? Just now.
No, like both I know like we tried both times.
But that's what I'm getting at is like, I don't think other people know until now that you've actually tried twice.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we take it one at a time, you attempt the first time, you wake up, you're like, wow, okay, it didn't happen.
Wait. What do you mean twice?
Did you try to commit suicide twice?
No. I tried, but like the first one wasn't like it didn't go through.
Okay.
I didn't really take anything, but the second one was like the one that I really like went under, where the doctors I had to go to the hospital, and I actually died, and doctors brought me back to life.
But twice you had to make that decision.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I'm stressing.
Okay.
Is that there was still twice that you were in a very dark place where you felt you got your answer. I know how to fix this. And it's this way.
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to highlight is that each time it never fixed anything.
No.
Okay. So now we're to the second time, and I'm assuming that's when you have a breakthrough with it, right?
Yes. Well, it's not like fixing it. It's more of like me escaping this because I'm done with it. It's not like gonna fix it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, of course. It makes tons of sense. But imagine the reason why we do this is and you're sharing your story is for all the other people out there that may be contemplating that it's a potential solution. It's not.
No.
It doesn't solve anything. You just escape it.
Yes.
So what is it that you take from that second time? That do you turn it into something different?
That I have just one life, that I'm gonna make the best of it for me from that moment going forward.
And it kind of starts you on a process, right? Like on a new path.
Yeah. I had to like even like told myself like I have to put myself, not like it may sound like very selfish, but at that time I was like no, because it's like I have to change something, because if I don't put myself first, it's just gonna happen again.
Well, whose job was it to put you first? If it's not you.
My mom. No. Me.
So if that's true,
Because the thing is with that as well, like again, like growing up, like no one teach you on this. We all go through this stuff, I think at least, that like we have to go through on what we have to go through for us to understand and learn what we have to learn in life.
right, it's the hero's journey that you'd put yourself on when you want more. And I've spoken about it on the podcast. So you go through, and I'm assuming in your hero's journey, you're just stuck in your abyss. So you commit suicide for a second time. You actually harm yourself in the process. And then you wake up on the other side. And I'm assuming that's when your metamorphosis has to start.
Yeah.
So these are the moments I think are critical for anybody that's listening that might have this idea stuck in their head, that thinks that this could be an answer. So take us through what went through your mind after what's happening in your life. What are you experiencing? Because I think it was pretty profound, just even your experience in the hospital.
What really got me was just like, it was just a random moment. I was on my phone and just saw this quote that said that a man has two lives, but like
It's a Confucius
Yeah,
quote.
yeah.
A man
it's
has
like
two lives, and he starts the second when he realizes he only has one.
Yeah, and I was like, it was that break. I think it was like what really.
Resonated with you
Yeah.
in that moment?
I was like, what am I doing? And from there, I was just like, let me change everything.
What
It's
is
like
change? How do you start change? How did
you
you
just
start
do
change?
it. Like you just do it.
But what
For
did you do? Like, take us through the actual mechanics of that. Like, what did you do? You come out the hospital. What's the first thing that
I
you
was like,
do?
okay. For me, it's like if I want change, like what stuff do I want to change? Like I want to change my body. It's like, and I want to be healthier. How do I do that? For me at that time, it's like, let me go vegan. And from there, like small steps at a time. It's like you can't just do like everything, overhaul everything. So I did it one step at a time.
So for you first, you must have had some sort of body image conversation going on in your head. And you said, great, that's where I start. I start fixing that one thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you do that. What's the next thing that comes up?
Let me change the relationships that I have around me.
How did you do that?
The people that like doesn't really like put their time like to the friendship to build a relationship. I was like, why do I have to have them around? So I started just being okay, like not being around them. After that, I told myself that like let me practice being more open again on everything.
And how'd you do that?
Um I started with my mom, like telling everything as well again, like on what I've experienced in life itself. And my brother, and to myself,
What does that mean?
being more honest to myself, because sometimes like we are like the biggest liars to ourselves. Like for example, like, hey, like you plan to go to the gym, but like you always make excuses. So like, no, if I want this, it's like I have to do this. If I tell myself like I can't be like low, what is it, lowering my words to myself. So I have to have my words have to have meaning for me.
So that's kind of the process of creating self-worth, right?
Yeah.
It's that if your word means nothing to you, meaning you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, then you have no value.
Yeah.
And maybe there's people out there that don't understand, like, how do I start this journey of like self-worth? I feel like I have a lot of self-worth issues. I would recommend you start by just saying, start with the simple stuff. Your word has to mean something. And you have to start with you, right?
Yes.
If you say you're going to do something, you do it, period, full stop. There's no, well, I was going to visit you, Ozzy, but the comet was heading to the Earth. So I had to double back because I want to tell people I love them. And then I was going to go there. We're just so lucky that it passed by the Earth. It never hit us. But sorry, next time when there's no comet, I promise I'll be there, right? Like we come up with these grandiose reasonings of why we can't do the thing we said we were going to do. But do you feel like that was what you did? Is you start saying, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm doing it.
Yes.
And with enough time and practice, you kind of felt empowered, right?
Yes.
What did that look
I,
like?
It felt great because it's new and refreshing I mean, like, I've been doing it before, but not this, like, often, I guess. Like, now you feel it as well, like, on the friendships that I have now, because I felt that the friendship that I have now are more deeper because of it. Um, and I felt that on the relationship on my mom as well.
Do you think that maybe it's because you understand yourself in a deeper way? And that is the key to having deeper relationships with other people?
Yeah. Yes. Because there's no other way than that, at least for me.
What do you mean there's no other way than that?
Because, like, I think again, like, you have to keep your word. Because if your word doesn't matter, why would it matter to anyone else?
So do you feel that you started the kind of the idea, right? Or the way that most people say it, or the saying goes, the more that you change, the world around you changes. So do you feel like
Yes.
that's accurate?
Yeah.
What do you think actually creates that change? What do you think is the start of that?
You
Me?
ourselves.
Oh God, I was like, what did I do?
It always, like, it's funny because, like, it always starts. You hear that, like, oh, it always starts with you, but you don't believe it. But until it happens to you itself, and I have been told that, like, hey, you changed. That's like, "Oh, okay. Oh, I hope so."
Yeah.
Because if I didn't, I was like, what?
You'd
What
still
am
be
I
the
doing?
same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I've I'm I'm getting more, like, what do you call that? Compliments, and, like, just saying that, like, hey, you look happier. That what you do. I was like, I choose me.
Right. And so then people thought or just think that you bought like some Tony Robbins books and they're like, oh, that's how you do it. You choose you. Right.
Yeah.
How did you choose you? What does it look like to you in your mind when you say I chose me? What does that mean?
That for the rest of my life, that I will be happy. That no matter what happens, I will be okay. That, you know what? Tomorrow I want coffee. Let me go get some coffee. And then, like, again, I was like, oh, I want to experience Burning Man. Let me experience Burning Man.
Yeah.
All the things that I want to experience in life, you're like, you know what? Let me do it. Like,
So you stopped waiting for a superhero to come
for
save you and you became that superhero for your own life.
yes, and I stopped waiting for anyone.
Yeah.
Anyone. I was like, you know what? I want to go there. Like, I'm gonna go there.
Do you feel like that is the beginning where you say, look, when you choose you, everything starts changing?
Yeah.
Because you stop waiting for everybody else to come give you what it is that you need and you give it to yourself.
Yeah.
How did that help your independence or that sense of independence?
It's funny because I was like, I'm very independent like, when I was younger, and then, like, all of a sudden, like,
You became codependent.
yeah. And then now I'm bringing back my old self, that, like, no, like, it feels great. It feels like to be, like, it feels refreshing because, wait, this is me. This is what I forgot to be, that person again.
Do you feel like that's what started bringing out that sense of authenticity to you? We didn't feel like you were an imposter anymore. You felt like this is me.
Yeah.
I feel like I arrived.
Yeah. And you feel that as well, like, because again, it's like people can feel how you are. based on the change that you've been doing, I think.
Or at least that's the feedback you've received.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it feels very, very warm and great.
So you once felt fear, insecurities, and it led you to have mistrust in people and the sense of jealousy. How do you feel about all that today? Like, how does that manifest itself in your life?
That I don't need those. That I was like, no.
Why? Why is it that you feel like you don't need those anymore?
Because there's nothing good with that. That it's okay. It's okay for you to feel them, but like you can express them.
So it helps you not feel fear. Because remember, you're trying
Because
to
I hit
explain it so that I can understand it.
because I hit rock bottom. I was like, okay, so what else from here? So
Do you feel like everybody has to hit rock bottom to understand that?
no. Well, I don't know. But I think that at some point that you have to
You have to, if you're on the
feel
hero's journey, you have to hit to
you
the
have
abyss.
to you have to hit a certain like that point that like, you know what's from here, like it's only going up.
Do you think metaphorically hitting the rock bottom, as you're saying, is what you need in order to have that foundation? Meaning you felt like you hit the bottom floor and you're like, all right, well, I guess I get to stand up and I go up from here.
Yeah, I think so.
Do you think that anybody that has not experienced their own metaphorical rock bottom, that they have to seek hitting rock bottom?
No, but I think like, for example, like my experience could at least help, or like other people's experience, if they are open to receiving that.
I'm assuming open for life to look a little bit different than what they think
Yeah.
today. See, that's my thought. The only reason you hit rock bottom is because you're unwilling to shift to the new thing that's coming to you. And as you hold on to the old thing, there's so much resistance that you basically ultimately break.
Yeah.
And through that, you're hoping that you break through to something new, that you understand the lesson that's coming to you that you're fighting so hard not to accept.
Yeah.
Right? How is it that then you take all of this and you say, okay, great, I'm not going to feel fear? Do you just like will yourself to not feel fear and jealousy every day?
No,
Then how do you?
I choose the other like, not like will, because I told myself like I have the option to choose, and I choose the other way every day, no matter what that is. Like I can choose better for me, and 1% every day is, I think it's good for me
What do you mean it's good for you?
to be better every day. Like, not
Do you
just
mean
for
more
me.
like attainable? That 1% better every day is attainable? Is like a real goal? You could do
Yeah,
that?
for me,
Right.
because small changes will eventually like be your normal.
And small changes add up to big changes with
Yeah.
time, right? How do you not feel jealous? How do you do it?
Now,
Well, of course now. I mean,
um,
I think everybody doesn't need a playbook to how to feel jealous. I think it comes pretty natural to some people. It's more of how do you not experience it?
to be open that like, you know what, it's okay. Let them do whatever they want and be happy for them.
Do you feel like that's possible if you're not happy?
The what?
Is it possible to champion somebody else's happiness if you're not happy?
No.
So I guess we have to start there, right? That in order for you to not experience jealousy the way that you are, maybe the first thing you need to do is ask yourself, are you happy?
Yes.
So do you feel like you found happiness on the other side once you came back and you put yourself first?
I found me. I found peace. I found everything, not just happiness.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's very so easy to say, but but once you do it, it's so very rewarding that you only have you for the rest of your life. At some point, in life, that we always when we're younger, we take care of ourselves, and I don't at some point in our life, we just forget, even just basic things like going being healthy, going to the gym, and then life happens, you forget that no, you have to do that, because not just to look better, just you're doing it for you.
Right, for your health, like to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How do you do? So the gym's not going to help you with your emotional state, right? So what do you do to keep yourself healthy when it comes to your emotional side?
I talk to you. No, I talk to multiple friends that I consider very close.
Right?
I talk to my mom,
Mm-hmm.
and at the beginning of what do you call that? Of when I was still going through everything, I was going through therapy, and therapy helped me a lot as well.
So for someone that maybe doesn't have, or they believe that they don't have a close circle, or maybe they feel judged by people around them, you would say, hey, try therapy out. If you don't have anybody in your close circle that you could truly talk to and share, and you see them getting after life,
Yeah.
say, hey, it's okay. You don't have to have somebody. You don't have to go seek somebody.
Yeah.
Give a therapist a try. Give them a call. Set something
Yes.
up. You just need to talk to somebody, right?
And I took mushrooms.
Okay. And that helped you in which way?
To the the internal things that I've been struggling with, again, for example, jealousy and all of
Mhm.
that. It helped me a lot.
How?
Understanding.
How did they help you?
It helped me. How do I put it? When you take them, I don't know how they come to you, but in your head, you just felt that everything will be okay. And that's how I felt with mushrooms. That it's okay to trust people. It's okay to all the positive things in life that you can. It's attainable. But you still have to
How did mushrooms do that, though? For a person that might be listening to this and says, what is this guy talking about? How is it that doing a drug helps you? What do you think is the actual mechanism in the mushroom that's at work?
how do what do you mean?
I don't know. Do you think it just helps you process your thoughts and helps you see a different perspective with it? Do you think that it is that it removes maybe the emotion from the thought and maybe you're able to process it in a different way?
I think it helps me give different perspective that I'm not seeing. I think that's what it was. Because like in mushrooms, like you always think of like multiple, like everything, and that's what came to me. Like I think it gives me multiple perspective that, hey, it's like this and that. Like, why am I not seeing that? And now with mushrooms, when you're taking that trip, like, oh yeah, like that's a possibility.
Mm. So it helps you by creating the illusion, some people might say, right? Or it actually just helps you see things in a different perspective that actually helps you break through wherever you're maybe getting stuck in some of these thoughts, at least for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. What is it that, how do you understand self love today? Like, if you're going to explain it to somebody, explain what self love means to you.
Self love is for me is to accept yourself, your flaws at the moment, everything that have happened, especially the people that you've hurt and the people that hurt you. It's okay. It's okay to feel everything that you need to feel. And don't forget to always put yourself first. Again, you always, like, you only have one life. We always, like, a lot of us forget that. And always choose to be happy.
And not happy with somebody, right?
Yeah.
Or through somebody.
No.
It's you. You look at yourself and you ask, what would make me happy? And then you're like, yeah, that. So I'm going to go do that. Where in there is this idea of putting yourself first? Because you said, hey, some people might think of it wrong, but, or selfish. But if nobody else is going to do something for you, why would it be a selfish thought to say, hey, I should just do that for myself? Because I take the stress off of you to have to do it for me, right? You're my partner. I'm like, yep. Excuse me. And then ultimately, nobody has to think about what I need except for me. So then I simplify for all of my friends, everybody around me to say, hey, look, you don't have to worry about me. I'll worry about me. And I'll do all the things that I need to do so that you don't ever have to think that way, that you need to come do something for me. Right?
Yeah.
So wouldn't that make everybody involved feel like less weight? Like, man, I don't have to carry that weight to go talk to Ozzy today because, like, I hope he's okay. You would say, man, Ozzy's always okay. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
What are you finding most difficult about talking about this? Because you're very reserved. And usually you explain a lot more. So what about being under lights and having cameras on affects your sharing? I mean, besides the having lights and cameras on. Besides the obvious.
I don't, well, I don't know. Because it's like, for me, it's like, it's hard to think of, like, wait, what the thoughts that just the questions that you have. I was like, and I don't remember most. I was like, what? I'm trying to remember. It's like, okay, what? For example, like at that point, I was like, okay, let me try to put myself there first again
Yeah.
and try to remember how it felt. Like, for example, like when coming out, I was like, okay,
You're so far from it now.
I think that's what it is.
But specifically, let's say for the self-love stuff, right? What do you find so difficult about articulating the thoughts so that other people can hear this and say, oh, that makes sense to me. Maybe I know how to start now. Because remember, somebody may not have somebody in their life that even understands this. Most people don't even love themselves.
Um,
Does that make sense? Like kind of how what I'm asking? Like what do you find so difficult about articulating these thoughts that you wanted to share?
dude, like you get like there's so much that like you want to share. So like, okay, how do I get to that?
But again, just like we started with everything else, you start with the first point. The first point leads to the second point, and you just start trying to think of it. Like what actually helped me, right? Start with you. Like think about you talking to, 22-year-old Aussie, right? Like that's what I put myself in
Okay.
my head. Like if I were to talk to my younger me, like how could I explain it to that dummy? Because he's not so smart emotionally, like he's all over the place. How do I explain it so that he might have a chance at like, oh, I think I understand what I mean. I don't know how to do it, but I think I understand what you're saying. Because again, none of us understand until we do it, right? So for a 22-year-old Aussie, like literally, if you could talk to him right now, how would you explain this? Like, how should he start his journey to it?
It's okay to not be okay, but you have to tell your people that you're not. You can't you cannot bottle everything up. But again, don't forget that you have people. A lot of us like forget that, like, oh, especially like very independent people, that they think that they don't have anyone, but you do. Um and like what you said is like, do what makes you happy. Like if you like gaming, do more of that. If you like to explore, like going to the mountains, go do that. Like self-love as well as like for me is like, don't forget to be a kid.
What do you mean by that?
Like when we're all
Like throw
kid.
tantrums and
No,
eat candy all day? No?
just like a lot of very like um when you're a kid, like it's when you have a fight with your friend, like, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, we can be friends again. It's so easy to just like
Forgive?
forgive
Yeah.
and just have fun. That's what I meant by like being a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So don't always like try to always put yourself to that perspective of a kid that like forgive people.
What gets in the way as you're an adult of that? What got in the way for you?
All the negative stuff that have happened in life.
So this bag of shit that you carry,
Yeah.
you just have to decide when you want to put it down.
Yeah.
Got it.
And once again, like if you see the life on a child's perspective, everything's just like everything's very like, oh, that's wonderful. That's everything's new. So you have to see it, I guess, for me, like that way, with excitement.
So let's think about that. How could somebody look at things with excitement again when maybe they feel so pessimistic about something?
Maybe go like to gives like something a chance. Like for example, like, oh, I don't like that restaurant. Try a different restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Open, like there's always new path that you can take, and give yourself a chance to experience new things.
Similar to that, if I were to answer that, I would say you got to realize that you live in an infinite world of possibilities. Start allowing those possibilities to be possible.
Yeah.
Don't think my life is in a certain way. It has to be this way, or it has been this way. It's like, but if you have to mentally open yourself to say, but what if it changes?
Yeah.
What if today I didn't go to school the same route? What would that do? What if I drove to work a different way? What if my job didn't suck? What if I got another job
Yes.
that sucked less? What if the person that I'm with, I wasn't with them anymore? What if the person I'm with, I just appreciated them more because, they do X, Y, Z. It's like this idea that I think that as we grow older, our possibilities start collapsing into more finite must-be's. Like it must be this way, or it has to be that way. And the more that we open ourselves to possibilities of not what they must be, but it could be that way. That opens you up to what? Choice. It could be that way.
Yeah.
I'd have to choose to do that. So it could be that way. I just think that as we get older, we just start closing those off. We start telling ourselves, well, it's not possible because I haven't done it.
Yes.
Or I can't do it because, Ozzy wouldn't want to go.
That's why I think that's why a lot of like older people as well are stuck up on that, no, this is the way I am. It's
Yeah.
like, no, there's other ways.
And then also the choice of change, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't like where my life's going. Change it. Be different.
Yes. And one thing as well, like for when you told me to what can I say to my younger self, I was like, start believing to yourself again.
What do you mean to yourself? You mean like believing in yourself?
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
Because again, like
What does believing in yourself mean to you?
that everything is possible, that everything that you put your mind into is possible, and you can achieve it. It sounds so cheesy.
No, but it sounds like self-esteem. Like you have self-confidence. That's what you mean. Like you should have self-confidence that if you have your word mean something, it's only a matter of time that those series of fortunate events are going to lead to creating something in the world that you never thought was possible. But the answer is true. It was impossible. Not with the old way of thinking.
Yeah.
You had to change the way that you thought in order to create that possibility in this new way of thinking. Because that's what I see from you. That's what you changed. You just changed the way that you thought. You changed the way that you perceive the world, right?
Yes.
And I think like that's another massive thing to share. It's you have to start thinking that things have possibilities. I grew up in the hood and I'm stuck because nobody's ever left. Sure, that might be the reality, but you could change that.
Yeah.
You just have to do things very different than most people that are there. And you have to decide to not follow the same path. And you have to believe in yourself that you can change those stars. And you just have to say, why not me? All of those go back to having this idea of, I can do it, not because I know, but it's because I'm willing to work at this thing until it does.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, time for change again. I guess whatever I'm doing isn't working. What more could I do? How else could I do it so that I can achieve the thing that I want? Everybody's can. And I think that you've had a lot of those moments, haven't you? Now.
Yes. And it feels great because it's like it's very empowering. That's like, wait, I only have to believe in myself.
Yeah.
But like again, it's like I've never seen myself that like going to like other countries and visiting that, and like, but now I was like, wait, I actually can. Once I started believing that I can do it.
You found a way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
And
belief in yourself, as you stated earlier, is this idea that you have to truly believe that you can do it. Not from a pie in the sky, it's on my vision board, I'm going to do it one day.
of course,
It's say, hey, I could do it. How?
you still have to put in the work.
Correct.
Yeah.
No woo-woo here.
No. It's very rewarding once you get there, because once you get there, it's like, okay, what else can I do? And like everything just changes, and for the better when you get to that point.
It's good. Do you want to share anything else? Come on, these are so easy.
No, it's not.
I know.
I was like, okay, what?
No, I appreciate it. I mean, that's it. This is it. That's how it
Okay.
goes.
I
We're
get
done.
like mind block of what like what to say as like
No, I mean, that's it.